Everybody out of the way, let's go. All right, he is hot.
Hey, O.J.
The endorsement business, here Palmer's teamed up with the star footballer O.J. Simpson, is itself an endorsement of success. Only true celebrities need apply. Not that Palmer had to apply. The offers fell out of the trees.
Boy, Arnie, this is living. You said it, O.J. Life in the fast lane.
He was never an actor. I'm sure we had many takes to get all these things done, but he gave his time and he presented the image to the American people, certainly, and the golfing public around the world, of being a straight shooter. If Arnold said it was all right, it was all right.
Palmer always made one stipulation. Whatever the product or service, he had to be convinced of its integrity.
All the help you can get. You need the Payne-Weber Army behind you. I don't take endorsements as something that, hey, boy, look here, I'm going to make some money. I take them more personally, and I always have. And I get a kick out of pleasing the sponsors or the companies that I'm endorsing products for.
Down 8, Mark. And action.
30 years later, Palmer is still at it. This time, a TV commercial for oil.
The tractor and the oil that keeps it.
He may be to acting what George Bush is to golf, but if Palmer uses it, or wears it, or eats it, or drives it, it sells.
Right, 14 and a half.
14 and a half.
Perfect.
And it was all established here on the golf course. By the US Masters of 1964, when prize money was a pittance even in America, Palmer became the first golfer to top $500,000 in tournament winnings alone. This is his 25th major championship, and here he is seeking his 7th title and a record-breaking 4th at Augusta. The Army is here to roar him on again, and it would now appear he has his own personal Air Force. For Winnie, the days of long car treks on the tournament circuit, often with the kids in the back, are over. Now they fly. Palmer is still flying on Earth. A final putt and a 4th Masters title is his. The passing years have done nothing to diminish the pace.
Good morning, Arnold Palmer's office.
Palmer now has homes in Florida, California, and Hawaii. But his corporate business headquarters are still here in his birthplace, Latrobe. As if haunted by the spectre of imminent poverty, he now has a new line of business, golf course design and construction. He's in demand all over the world.
When I was quite young, I decided that I wanted to be involved in designing golf courses. I've been involved in somewhere around 150 golf courses at this time, and seeing those golf courses being played and enjoyed by people is a lot of fun for me.
Spreading the gospel has taken him to some bizarre locations. Zhongshan is in communist China. Young Chinese who'd never heard of golf took it up. In 2 years, several were down to scratch. As sidelines go, golf course design definitely helps with the housekeeping.
Well, he has something like 55 golf courses currently under contract at one stage or another of construction. For these, he gets, or his company gets fees ranging from $700,000 up to $200,000 per course. So it's a big, big business.
Back in America, Palmer looks down with pride on what he regards as his ultimate creation. Only with the most myopic imagination could you describe Isleworth in Florida as a golf club. He sees it as a kind of preview of paradise.
Isleworth is sort of a dream that when you're a kid and you are born and raised on a golf course and you see the members come in and see them go, you form opinions. You get ideas about what you would like to see when you grow up and become a big guy and all this stuff. I dreamt a lot, and I suppose that Isleworth is very close to that ultimate dream.
Extraordinarily, all this is happening 26 years after he won his last major championship and 15 years after his last tournament victory. That came in Britain at Royal St George's, Kent, in the PGA event. To Palmer, though he doesn't mention it in his speech, PGA are haunting initials.
It's a great pleasure for me to be here and have an opportunity to win the British PGA. You know, I've been trying for years to win a PGA championship, and I can't think of a better place to do it than right here at Royal St George's.
The reason the initials PGA bug him is that in America, the equivalent PGA Championship is rated as one of the 4 Grand Slam classics, and it's the only major he hasn't won. 3 times in 1964, 68 and 70, he tied for second place. He's still trying. In his boyhood here at Latrobe, Palmer was soon to learn about social status. He was definitely downstairs, the son of a greenkeeper and thus permitted to play only on Mondays when the course was closed.
Jimmy did most of the play.
But back here with his brother and schoolmates, who are proud but undazzled, he can relax and even let his hair down.
An infraction is the last hole.
I don't want to become so commercial about playing the game that I start really doing things that aren't in keeping with having fun playing it. And that's part of why I play it, because I really do enjoy it. And I enjoy the people that I play with. I enjoy kidding with them about their games. I enjoy having a bet with them.
I beat him out of $50 in Canada once, and it took him 4 months to pay me. He doesn't carry any money, I'll tell you that.
As a boy, he learned the skills of the workshop and still tinkers endlessly. He has more than 5,000 clubs, all neatly catalogued. But is there a perfect one?
He was always and still is searching for the magic wand that you'll never find. And I had an old Tommy Armour blade putter. And he said, come on, son. He said, you got to give me that putter. You got to. I said, Mr. Palmer, I'm going to use it. He said, I've got to have it. I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll trade you the putter for a set of your irons. So we went over to the car and he opened up the hood of this car, and I mean, there must have been 300 or 400 clubs in the back, and he scrapped and scraped around, and he got a complete set, the one iron through the pitching wedge, and he said, here, he said, I've never given anybody a full set of irons for one putter before. I've still got that set of irons, and he's still got the putter.
He may not yet have 5,000 planes, but he does have a burgeoning airline, all flying under the curious Palmer logo, an umbrella. A psychiatrist might read much into that. Palmer, as we said, grew up in the Great American Depression. Maybe you never throw off memories like that. St Andrews, Scotland, 1990. And on the eve of the 119th Open Championship, there gathers a galaxy of former winners. They are to dine here, according to tradition, in the almost cathedral atmosphere of the Royal and Ancient Clubhouse. The guest of honor this evening is Arnold Palmer.
It's a pleasure for me to be here tonight and to have the opportunity to say a few words to you. The British Open and this championship is probably the greatest championship in the world, and probably has more to do with what has happened in the world of golf today than any other major championship. The responsibility to this room and to the R&A is fantastic. And I'm very serious about that responsibility, and to the continued responsibility to golf, because I think that golf is going to continue to grow, and I think it is going to be probably the most participated sport in the world as years go on. The future of golf to a degree, depends on what happens here. I think that's a very heavy responsibility. I'm proud to be here tonight, and I hope that I can come back, whether it be as a participant, which is probably not going to happen, but as a spectator, and join this group in the years to come. And I would like to think that the years to come will see many great championships and many great golfers. I can end this by saying that the people that I have had the opportunity to participate against and with through the years are pretty high-class people. I'd like to keep it that way.